Okay, so I'm here with, my name is Lamont Williams. I am from the Austin community on the west side of Chicago, and I am here today with the Ford Boss Man. We're on the south side of Chicago. I won't give specifics because that's not why we're here. I saw his podcast a few weeks ago, and I said to myself, I'm going to go and find this gentleman because there are some things that we need to talk about in this city. So today I had a few questions, not many, that I wanted him to answer for me and I wanted to pose because this affects us all. So I wanted to ask you, what did you think about term limits for the city and the mayor?
I mean, I think it's a good idea. We talked a little bit earlier on it, and it was and term limits in accordance with on what they are doing for us as a community.
Okay.
When you say, I know a mayor can keep getting reelected over and over and over and over again, I don't too much care for that. I don't think that's a good idea to allow somebody to hold that seat for that long over and over and over again.
Okay.
But in reference to what we were talking about earlier, when we were saying when there needs to be a term limit versus some type of accountability. What if you don't like something that's going on or the community doesn't want that person there?
And that's when I mentioned maybe like a quarterly report card. Yeah. Maybe like when you're at work and it's maybe like a progress report. And if you get 2 bad quarters of a progress report, well, I guess you get fired or you have to find somewhere else to work because we don't need you here. So could you expound on that a bit?
I like that because if there's something consistently going on with somebody that's politically representing us and we're voicing that something needs to change and they're not showing some kind of progression and even if they have to seek some kind of counselship on what they need to do and it's not being done, well, then that's not the person for us.
Okay.
We can't take these baby steps with, like if I hire an employee or something like that, it's my job to coach that person up and counsel that person up to try to make them a better person, understand what my needs and expectations are, and try to give some kind of direction on how to get there. When you have a political official that's in power and he's running an entire district or city or state, we cannot operate with kid gloves on something like that. Either you're giving us what we need and you're making a change, or you're not, and you got to go. And that report card would basically print that out for us. It would show us whether or not that person is actually doing what we need done and operating in our best interest as a community.
Okay. And then we spoke earlier, and the last thing that I wanted to address was the fact that you took taxpayers' money, and we want to correct you when you say that these people aren't illegal. If you come somewhere under the guise of something that really didn't happen, and you're saying something happened and it really didn't, to claim a sanctuary or to claim to be able to go to a sanctuary status, you didn't tell the truth, you lie, and you're breaking the law. So what we really want to happen is all the money that Brandon is so happily handing out to people that don't look like us, we want to find some type of lawsuit or some type of injunction for you to give us our money back. You did not ask our permission, and we want it back. What do you think, sir?
I'm in agreement with it. You can't come up with $300 million and then another $160 million, and then they say by the end of the year it's going to be over 440 tied into this whole thing, and the people not have a say-so in what's going on. You can't just take taxpayers' dollars and say this is what we're going to do with it. We don't do that any other time. Well, we shouldn't do that any other time, and most of the things are voted on or they're looked into, like so much money for the road, so much money for the school, so much money for this. And these are things that are studied and they're laid out. So how did we come up with over $600 million by the end of the first quarter of next year by giving to an illegals coming into the United States? When did any of us sit down and vote on that? When was there a case study done on that? When did anybody from our town, city, nothing was done. They just said, we're going to take your money, and we're just going to give it to these people because we said that's what we're going to do, and you got to be okay with it. That ain't right.
Okay, so now the thing that we've always known is if you sit back and you're complacent, nothing's going to happen. But in this situation, if you sit back and you're complacent, it's going to come right to your doorstep. So you won't be able to hide from this. So what we need to do is find out a solution. And the thing is, if you aren't here legally, the basic thing is we can go and ship you back home, and we can do this the right way. So I wanted to say my name is Lamont Williams. I'm from the Austin community. I am a concerned citizen, and I am here with the Ford Boss Man, and he is a concerned citizen as well. And we are going to do the best we can to get some resolve. We had enough. Thank you.
We need more people participating in the voices from the community. If you guys are sitting at home and you're feeling patriotic and you're feeling these kind of certain ways to where you're wishing the best, but you're not out participating to try to make sure that the best is actually happening, you're not part of the change. You're not doing anything. Your nice messages on these videos and stuff like that they only go so far. If bodies are not present when these meetings and stuff are happening, when the community is supposed to be there talking, you're not doing anything. You need to show up. Numbers, volume of people speak more than anything, not violence. People showing up and saying, this is what we need change and we're not okay with this. So this needs to get big, fast, because if it doesn't, it's going to be
trouble.
It's going to be on your doorstep real fast, and it's happening all over the country right now. So you need to start doing something about it.
Thank you.